An international conference will be held in Copenhagen next week to try to reach an agreement that would reduce emissions that help cause global warming. Some are saying New Jersey is a model in cutting those emissions. Environment correspondent Ed Rogers has the story.
I am so glad that the world is finally getting together to stop climate change.
Much of the heat over attempts to deal with global warming have been on the internet lately. This is a piece created by an activist that criticizes the so-called cap-and-trade program. Under cap-and-trade, a power plant or other facility that cannot cut carbon dioxide emissions can buy credits from a nearby source that has. It's supposed to be an incentive. It's not surprising the coal industry has opposed it. But some members of the environmental community also say it will be ineffective as part of a possible international agreement and worry about Wall Street getting involved in so-called carbon markets.
Okay, meet the guys at the heart of this so-called solution. They include the guys from Enron who designed energy trading and the Wall Street financiers like Goldman Sachs who gave us the subprime mortgage crisis. Their job is to develop brand new markets.
A married couple, both attorneys who work for the EPA, have produced their own YouTube video calling cap and trade the huge mistake.
Cap and trade for climate change has been tried in Europe. It produced harmful volatility in energy prices and few greenhouse gas reductions. It raised energy prices for consumers and made billions in windfall profits for utilities.
But at a State House press conference this week, environmentalists and lawmakers say cap and trade works on a regional level. New Jersey and 9 other Northeast states are part of the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative, which includes cap and trade. Environment New Jersey says RGGI sets a good framework and that allowing some polluters allowances works as long as they are forced to pay.
If we make sure we have a strong cap and trade program, that we're auctioning 100% of all allowances from carbon emissions, and that we're really making polluters pay for emitting carbon into the environment, I think it's the way to go, and I think it's the way to solve global warming.
Greenhouse gas emissions are up in New Jersey. Auto emissions are the leading source, and the implementation of a tough new tailpipe standard will help here. The environmentalists say New Jersey and 5 other states have set binding limits on CO2. Another area of criticism is over what are called offsets. Reforesting developed areas or building alternative energy sources are 2 examples. That would help reduce CO2 blown into New Jersey from western states. Whether it becomes part of a national or international plan, there is concern that it will be difficult to verify any offsets.
One of the interesting things is, you have to begin somewhere, and I think this process is the work is in progress, so that way we need to come up with ways of monitoring and creating the oversight mechanisms. It's going to take some time.
The House passed a climate change bill that included a cap and trade provision in June. It's unlikely the Senate will take up the issue until next year. It's grappling with health care reform. Ed Rogers, NJN News.